Someone who has found bite me cancer this past fall, you heard me introduced earlier, is Raina Tomlinson, a thyroid cancer survivor. She's here this evening to share her story with you. Raina?
Yay. Okay. As you said, my name is Raina Tomlinson. And to start off, I just wanted to thank everybody here for taking time out of your day to come and support this kickoff event. I'm honored to have a chance to be here tonight and to be able to share my story with all of you. To give you a little bit of a background, about 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with papillary carcinoma of the thyroid. I'd actually gone to the doctor for a completely different reason. My legs had become swollen. I went to urgent care. They immediately sent me to the emergency room because they were worried that I may have a heart condition. And the doctors and nurses, they kept rolling into my emergency room going, "What have you been diagnosed with? What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "I don't know." I'm like, "That's why I'm here." I'm like, "I haven't been diagnosed with anything. You're supposed to tell me." And finally I looked at him and I was like, "You know, the only weird thing that I have is this lump in my throat." And they were like, "You need to have that checked out immediately." So I went through the process and I scheduled my doctor's appointment, went to my first endocrinologist. They ran a series of tests and actually found out that my thyroid function was normal. So they went through and they did ultrasound and the biopsy. I returned to the doctor for the results of those, and he looked at me and said, "You know, we found something a little unexpected." He said, "You actually have thyroid cancer." And hearing the word cancer come out of your doctor is a little bit alarming. I immediately started, I was trying to process everything in my brain and got pretty upset. My doctor then looked at me and he said, "You know, I really don't know why it is that you're upset." He goes, "You have thyroid cancer. If you're gonna have cancer, thyroid cancer is the cancer to get." He told me, basically all we're gonna do is take it out, put you through a round of radiation, put you on a pill for the rest of your life and send you on your way. And I was so taken back by it that, and there's so much going through my brain at that point that I felt like I really didn't have a right to be fearful of cancer. My cancer was no big deal, according to him. After this experience, I pretty much shut down as far as allowing myself to feel about what was taking place to me. Looking back on it, I truly didn't understand the road that I had ahead of me. I also didn't allow my friends nor my family to have feelings about it as well. Every time they tried to talk to me or comfort me, I told them, "You know what? I don't want to talk about it because it's not a big deal, and I have the easiest cancer, so why are we dwelling on this?" Through this, there's so many different things happening within inside my body that I truly didn't understand, because according to the doctor, the pill is supposed to make it all better. However, I had change in my taste buds, pretty significant weight gain. I've had trouble swallowing. I choke quite a bit. I was actually a vocal music education major in college. And because of the surgery and some of the places that they had to go to remove what was there, I no longer have the ability. I can still sing. I'm not going to make you cry when I sing. But I definitely can't sustain the same things that I used to. And that was a true passion for me. The biggest thing that was difficult for me to understand and address was the fact that sometimes it was so hard to get out of bed every morning. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, now I have this huge depression. I have no ambition. That's not who I am. And I did slip into a depression. However, my personality, I kept pushing forward. I'm like, I'm exhausted, but I'll get out of bed. I have a lot of emails to return. And then, one day, I ordered a pizza. And the delivery man came to my door, and I was just excited about my pepperoni pizza and garlic knots. Very 100%. And I happened to look down at the flyer, and I was like, wait a second, and thyroid caught my eye. And then I read a little bit further, and it said thyroid cancer. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is important enough that there's actually an organization out there like that. And I set the pizza down, and I start taking pictures of this flyer. And I send it to my friends, I send it to my family. And my brother even, I'm like, oh my gosh, look what's out there. My brother actually was like, oh yeah, people are pretty excited about pizza. And I'm like, why don't you read the full flyer, dude? I then proceeded to research. I found it on Facebook, immediately became a part of that, and sent an email to the email that was on the website. And very quickly, I got an email return from Sharon inviting me to coffee. So we met over coffee, and I told her my story, and kind of watched her responses as I told her what I was going through. And as I'm watching her face and her responses, something clicked inside of my brain. And I'm like, maybe this is important. Maybe I do have a right to what I felt. Maybe there is more to it than just taking a pill for the rest of my life. Maybe I'm not crazy. Maybe my doctor's just mean. So as I started to talk more with Sharon, and she wanted me to meet Nikki, I got more excited. We started talking about fundraising, and my brain, my marketing brain, just started rolling with all this stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm really starting talking fast. But when I get excited, I talk fast, and I just want to tell you all this stuff. But the biggest thing is that I learned I wasn't alone. And I learned that I had a right to my feelings. No matter what they were my feelings, and I had a right to them. As I was driving home that day, I thought, whoever knew ordering a pizza could change your life? So thank you, Paisanos, for taking the time. You touched and changed one person's life.
That's 20.
Since Fight Me Cancer, I have been able to make so many new friends and so many connections. I've been able to share my experiences and hear their experiences, learn to understand that what I'm feeling and what I'm going through is normal. Much to what you silly girls over there think. I'm not crazy, and I'm not a hypochondriac. I have learned I have a right to my feelings. I have been able to open my heart to my friends and family and allow them to experience this with me for the first time in 3 years. Never in my mind did I realize that they were going through something, and I had shut them out. And so we've been able to connect on that level as well. In fact, I was talking to my friend Lizzie this morning. She's my best friend I've known her since kindergarten, and she lives in California now. And I was telling her about this, and she called to wish me luck. And she told me that she too was thankful for finding Fight Me Cancer. She says, since I found Fight Me Cancer, my whole attitude and even the sound of my voice is lighter. She says she hears that stronger, free, passionate person that she once knew. Moving forward with Fight Me Cancer, I look forward to being a part of the fundraising. I look forward to embracing the friendships and the new relationships I've built. And I'm hoping that someday that I can be an inspiration to another the way that Nikki, Sharon, Michael, and Meryl have been to me. Finally, I just want to say thank you to Fight Me Cancer. I want to say thank you to everybody in this room for being the light that has shown me a new path. It's because of everyone here that I'm able to move forward with my life and finally be able to say that I have beat thyroid cancer. So thank you.